All right, we are
You gonna
live.
turn him in?
Oh, I already called because they used to bring him out front and let him poop all over the place.
And not pick it up.
Oh, he used to poop in front of my door. So, hey,
Those are the people that give dog owners a bad name.
you're about to start a watch party or something.
A watch party for what? Oh,
Well, for,
we're on Facebook.
we on the book. Hey,
My bad. I thought we were on Instagram. Instagram. Facebook, what
now
up? Wait, how do I find us?
we on Facebook. We on IG. I mean, we on Periscopes. Yeah, yeah, we out here. We out here in these
Gotcha.
streets.
How do I find us on Facebook? Is it I guess on the
It should have. It should have tagged you.
Facebook doesn't always feel like it wants to give me notifications. It didn't. That's weird. All right. Well, shopping block. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. Or as
What's
the
up,
West
y'all?
Indians say, hello, good night.
Hello, good nights.
Hello, good night. And if you don't know what that means, your ass be confused as hell calling your friend's parents' house 6 p.m. and getting a hello, good night. And you're like, oh shit, should I hang up?
should I
Because
go? Should I go to bed?
like, is it too late for me to be calling? Because
Right.
all right, well, I can't
Uh,
find it. Somebody tag me on the post so I can share it with people. Anyway,
real quick, I wanna first of all start this off by wishing all my folks in Texas and around the country who've been affected by the weather this week. Best wishes. Your government has failed you, Texas.
please
Um,
remember that that governor is up for re-election next year.
I hope y'all stay safe and keep warm and do whatever you can, and we'll get through this. So, yeah.
And I know that like it's the internet's energy to point like what's his name from The Simpsons and anytime that somebody has inclement weather that you feel like people should be able to deal with and you don't understand why they can't deal with it. It was literally colder in Dallas on Monday than it was in fucking Alaska.
Yeah.
The wind chill today in Dallas had it feeling like I called my cousin in Montreal and it was the same temperature. But Dallas, Texas is not a place that gets cold. So the windows are not properly insulated for this type of weather. The pipes, the buildings, nothing is properly insulated. And most people, especially in apartments, have all electric apartments, which means if the power's out, they don't have no heat. So people's pipes are bursting. In some places, some cities have turned off the water. And this is something that's happening that's affecting the whole entire state of Texas, but it's also something that's affecting 100 million people in the country. And there was another storm that came through last night, another one coming through tonight. So, send some
And
good.
it's really the temperatures because I've been in the snowstorm in Dallas, but it wasn't as cold and it wasn't freezing. They don't have this large amount of snow, but you don't need a large amount of snow to shut down the city down south, especially because we're not prepared because these states also they don't allocate the money for the things that other places do. They don't allocate the money for plows and all that other stuff.
Right.
So when it gets cold and it freezes, oh man, I mean a sheet of ice on the road, is enough to cause damage. Atlanta could tell you all about it. So
So prayers up to the people in Texas. I hope that your government, and then like we're not even thinking about when this shit melts.
right.
So
Well,
that's a whole nother
that's
problem.
the funny thing. It's starting to melt in Houston, so you're getting floods. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on there because of that, and then they're going to get hit again. You know what I'm saying? So we know Houston is generally a pretty warm climate. You know what I'm
Right.
saying, year round. So this is absolutely not their bag. And I've been checking on the homies, and
Me too.
some of the homies are just getting a hot meal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely know people who still ain't got no power. So prayers up to them. Um, I was gonna save this for last, but while we're already on the topic of inept governments, This week's episode is called Please No All-Star Parties in the A. Because that is really what our mayor came out and said. So the mayor of Atlanta, who went ahead and accepted to let the NBA come to Atlanta and do All-Star, who announced ahead of time that the NBA was going to come to Atlanta and do All-Star. Because you and I both know they could have did this shit. They could have did it like how the WWE did. Did they even do what is the Bowler Super Bowl called again?
The end of the WWE. Oh, you talking about last year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
what
they
is
had
the thing that they do? Huh?
Well, they had the wobble. The NBA
There's
had
something
the
Rama. What is it called?
Yeah, I'm not.
Something Rama, right?
There's something Rama. I know Futurama. That's the only Rama I know.
No, what is the anyway? that big damn, this is killing me. I'm gonna find
it. The WNBA?
No, the WWE.
Oh, the WWE, the
WrestleMania.
Okay, all right, cool. I had to get the WWE part. Yeah, now we're here.
Bad.
Cool. WWE,
last year when WWE did WrestleMania, they changed their plan about 3 times. They were super, super tight with it. They put them, like in the compound, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
They're doing All-Star Weekend here in Atlanta. And the mayor of Atlanta did not come out and say, hey, this is only happening indoors for the NBA to tape what they're going to tape. There will be no tickets sold. If anything, she didn't come down with a hard stance. She came and said, I'm just saying that, this ain't regular times or whatever. So, we don't want people to come here and party. And there will be no NBA sanctioned events. And we're really urging promoters. You're urging promoters not to throw events, not threatening fines.
Well, once again, just, not to try to lighten the situation. Well, there's no lightening the situation. But remember that most of what she can't do is because the governor can. So there's only so much she even has the power to do. Kemp literally has shut her down. If it was up to Keisha, we'd all be sitting at home still. But
Kemp said, is, if that's the case, either take a hard line against the event or just don't make the statement. The statement was the thing to me.
But you gotta say something. You can't just be like, hey, come on in and act the ass. What kind of leadership is that? So ultimately, it's a rock and a hard place. Once again, if it was up to Keisha, Atlanta would be closed. But we got a dude that lives around the corner from me named Brian Kemp who don't give a shit. So, here we go. And Atlanta's going to do what Atlanta's going to do. People been coming here all year. It ain't going to be no worse than anything else that's been happening this whole pandemic.
And I'll be what?
It's a party every week at Atlanta. Magic City's open every night of the week.
And I'll be
everybody out here partying and having a good time. So,
And I'll be in the crib. Yeah, and I mean, it, to be clear, it's not just Atlanta making questionable decisions, because today is, as we're recording this, is Ash Wednesday, which means yesterday was Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, which means that, for countries like Haiti and cities like New Orleans, where their carnival season is basically, the days leading up to Lent, so leading up to Fat Tuesday, this was Carnival weekend. And I spent all weekend seeing videos of Carnival in Haiti where it looked like it was just degular, no masks, full crowds, no distancing.
I saw the same thing in New Orleans.
And, Haiti has been lucky, or did enough early enough. Because, most of the islands, that stuff was coming in, right? So Haiti did enough with its borders and with its airports early enough to prevent a major outbreak. I don't know what those numbers look like. I don't know how many people traveled to the island for Carnival that were in those crowds. I don't know. It might still be just perfectly fine. And also, shit's been super crazy in Haiti. Like there's a lot of kidnappings happening in Haiti right now. Like it's on some like 5 a day type of shit. It's back to like the mid 90s where like, you know, they might kidnap a millionaire and ask for 500,000, and they might kidnap a street vendor and ask for $100, like whatever. Like it's super crazy. So I get people maybe needing a release, or the government wanted to provide a distraction or whatever. But man, if I tell you my anxiety was not going through the roof watching these videos, like looking like that Barbie meme. That I'm gonna shut up though. Y'all do you. I'm here in the house. Our girl Cardi B dropped the song. We talked about it the other day. It's called Up. It's a bop. And thanks to the song Up, Cardi B is now the first woman with consecutive #1 debuts on the Hot R&B and Hip Hop Songs chart. Which, you know, just basically means the last 2 songs that she dropped. Or no, I'm sorry. It actually means a song every single year. So that reached #1 during the first week. So Bodak Yellow in 2017. Finesse in 2018, I Like It in 2018, Please Me in 2019, WAP in 2020, and Up in 2021. It also began at the #2 position on the Hot 100. Behind that song, Driver's License, that I still have not heard yet. Please explain to me.
Oh, I heard it. That's the lady, the girl, the Disney girl.
Is she a Disney girl? Is that what it is?
Yeah, she's a Disney girl.
I heard the diss record that was a response to the Driver's License record.
A diss record? Okay, yeah, no.
Yes. There's a line in the Driver's License song where she's talking about the ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend. And the current girlfriend of who everybody is assuming the ex-boyfriend is that she's talking about released a song, and the hook to her song was like, maybe we could have been friends in another lifetime.
Oh, okay.
17-year-old shit that I don't have really the full bandwidth or understanding of. Well, kudos to Cardi.
Cardi B's 15 minutes has lasted pretty long.
You know, I have always thoroughly enjoyed Belcalis. Anybody who's received any kind of gifts from me knows that there are 3 Cardi B gifts that just live in my head rent free, are always at the ready, always seem very appropriate for me. So I'm a fan. Versus was like, oh, y'all think y'all know what we're gonna do? Bam! Watch this.
So I don't know if this is smart or if this is stupid, but we're gonna find out.
And what is it, sis?
Oh, it's D'Angelo and Friends.
And every time I hear the "and Friends," all I can think about is Khaled at South by Southwest. Was that 2019 or 2018? They don't want you to be great. They don't want you to bring out "and Friends." So I'm going to bring out "and Friends." D'Angelo and Friends. Where's the versus part of it?
So R&B star is going to rumble with his as yet unannounced opponent live from Harlem's iconic Apollo Theater on February 27th. He'll be joined by some mystery friends on which is bound to be a legendary night. So y'all couldn't figure out. So I mean, like, they've been watching WandaVision.
They're trying to convince Raphael Sadiq right now as we
it's either that everything's a mystery because everybody's been watching WandaVision, or they really just don't have anybody, and they're trying to convince a bunch of people to say yes. So, you know, I mean, I don't even get it. There's nothing about this that makes sense.
The internet has theories. Do you have theories?
You know what? I mean, I heard it was D'Angelo and a bunch of other people, and they all sounded stupid. So I'm glad I heard Anthony Hamilton. Yeah, that was the one I heard that was really stupid. Because I'm like, what's he gonna do? Play Charlene 65 times?
He's got to bring the Hamiltons to let him know that he's the donkey of the
day. He's got to bring Hamilton the damn play.
It would have to be Anthony Hamilton and Life Jennings and Donald Jones to come do Where I Want to Be.
Shit, throw Dave Hollister in there.
Yes, that would actually be great.
Because I'm wondering, like, is it going to be like him versus a bunch of people? Like, why is it D'Angelo and friends? You know, and clearly
versus friends. That's the funny shit.
And apparently he's he's got a new album coming out too.
So they're thinking about, the internet thinks Raphael Sadiq, Questlove, Maxwell, or Erykah Badu, but Erica's done one already. Somebody said Lauryn Hill, and I'm like, nigga, please. Do you know Miss Lauryn Hill? Do you know her? Are you familiar? She not showing up for this dumb shit for y'all.
No, she not showing up.
And if she did, y'all think Keisha had y'all wait in. Music Soul Child, and then they said Anthony Hamilton, and somebody even said Angie Stone. Meaning, really, that it probably has to be a whole bunch of people, because I just cannot think of a single person that would make sense to put against him. Not even Raphael Sadiq, because Raphael Sadiq is fucking Raphael Sadiq, dog. Raphael Sadiq, coincidentally, is the second to last live show that I saw before the pandemic. And Raphael Sadiq does this medley where he plays a whole bunch of songs that he wrote, including How Does It Feel? That one doesn't even make sense. So, like, I don't know. Could we have just gotten D'Angelo?
No, not in a versus. It's not a damn concert, but that's
my point. We didn't need a versus. It could have been Tiny Desk.
Okay, but you know, the versus wouldn't be promoting it. So the question is, why did Versus pick this band and not have an opponent for him? That's the question. So he's got an album out. I'm sure he's going to do
Maybe
press
they didn't
runs.
pick him. Maybe he came to them.
I mean,
it's
like, possible.
Open a restaurant for me tonight.
You know, he's got an album coming out, so it's possible.
I'm excited.
I'm excited to see the shit show. I mean, I love D'Angelo, so that part's going to be great too. But like, what are y'all doing?
Well, we know who will continue to not be in attendance.
Alrighty.
So both 2 Chainz and Rick Ross dropped some Tiny Desk home concerts this week.
Okay.
2 Chainz one dropped today, and he did his inside of his new nail salon, which is called Pamper. It's over there next door to Escobar off of Peter Street.
Okay.
So he went in there and had the camera filming him. It looks like he's literally sitting in a pedicure chair, maybe getting a pedicure while he's rapping.
It looks like it.
Y'all understand how much I love Titty Boy, right? Okay. We're clear that Titty Boy is low-key my fave. So he did some joints from the new project. He also did, Good Drink and some other joints. It's a 20-minute plus set. And yeah, that was his Tiny Desk.
This man is sitting in a chair. So these are like the world's most uncomfortable pedicure chair.
Pedicure chair. Go ahead.
These look super uncomfortable, by the way.
The chair does, or he does?
He looks uncomfortable because he's tall as hell.
He is a tall ass motherfucker.
But I mean, to be honest, he's killing it. But it's weird, bro. Like, you got a lady pedicuring your feet while you're rapping. Somebody auntie is scrubbing your leg.
But guess what? It's never been done. It's probably never going to be done again. And I appreciate it for that. No. And it's his nail shop.
Oh yeah, I can tell. It looks like it's his nail shop.
That's like some guap dad level of pimping. That just seems like a guap.
I feel like him and Ross are having a show-off-a-thon.
Oh yeah, because they did the verses together. Wasn't that them that did the verses together? And there was all that weird energy.
Yes.
Well,
Rick Ross is the most forgiven rapper in the history of rappers because he does all the toxic, should
who,
be
Ross?
canceled shit. Yes. And he just gets away
No,
with it.
you know what it is? I think Ross is just famous enough for the toxic shit that he does to not ever be big enough for him to get fully
My
canceled.
man said, he said, I'm gonna put a Molly all in her drink.
And she ain't even know it.
Like, and nobody came for him.
Oh no, people came.
But you know, but you know what it is? He's just below that famous to get in trouble. Okay, I feel you. I agree with that. Yeah. Yeah.
Because when people get canceled, there's still a huge group of people who don't give a fuck. Women are still going to R. Kelly.
You know that. You know, listen, I seen her, I forget how old the lady was, but she was proudly listening to R. Kelly. And I think it was on TikTok. You're dancing to an R. Kelly song in 2021. Like, okay, what are you doing? So yeah, I mean, we know it's out here, but it's just, you know.
So what happens? That's what happens with Ross. Is like the people who are upset and up in arms about the shit that he be saying or doing are people that wasn't really listening to Rick Ross anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's the curious case because he gets away with shit that other people just don't.
He's a curious case in general because he's the biggest not big rapper out there.
I'll never figure it out.
He's the richest B-list. Like, he's not even really black A-list.
Nah, but you know, hey, look, he's business savvy.
He is.
So
him and Jeezy. Jeezy's out there counting his money or whatever.
Yeah, well, Jeezy's also a big rapper.
What?
Jeezy's also a big rapper who sold millions and millions of records.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, so this was the second time ever that Rick Ross performed with a band for his Tiny Desk concert, which I'm assuming happened in his house, which is where they filmed. What did we just talk about recently that they filmed at his house?
Coming to America.
Oh, yeah. So Rick Ross' house is big enough to look like Wakanda. Please, I mean, like Zamunda. Please look for that line in a song soon. Promise you, it's coming. It'll be followed by, huh?
You know, it's crazy. These Tiny Desk numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. Tiny Desk has a very particular audience. And I always find it funny when black people find Tiny Desk or hood people find Tiny Desk.
Mm-hmm.
Because it, you know, Jasmine Sullivan has 3 million views on her Tiny Desk. Anderson .Paak's Tiny Desk is crazy. You know, heavily viewed. Like, it's some of these Tiny Desks are just amazing.
Right.
But yeah, the rap ones, I'm curious to see what, because you know what, somebody like Freddie Gibbs would do better,
probably
in that crowd. You know what I'm saying? Than a lot of the other Tiny Desks.
I'm trying to see when his dropped.
His dropped yesterday.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Yeah, Anderson .Paak has 63 million views.
God damn. So he did Super High, BMF, I'm Not a Star. And I'll tell you, like, that stretch of John Doe, I'm Not a Star, BMF was like my favorite Ross era, I feel.
It's the same beat. Shout out to Justice League.
Shout out to Justice League, indeed.
There you go. It's John Doe. That was a good time.
Shit. That was a great time.
That was a great time to be outside.
Yeah. So anyway, shouts to them. Like, I just like seeing shit like that happen.
It's dope. It's dope.
But I haven't gotten a chance to watch either of them yet. So Marvel is doing a partnership with Def Jam to do Black Panther stories with some of their newer artists. So rising stars Saint Body, Cash Page, and Bobby Sessions are going to bring the voices of young Black creatives into the mix, and each of the Def Jam artists will contribute character-driven stories to the final 3 issues of the Black Panther Intergalactic Empire saga, which was written by
Bobby Sessions,
Ta-Nehisi Coates and Daniel Acuna. Say that again?
I said, shout out to Cash Page and Bobby Sessions. Look at Dallas.
Yeah. Look at Dallas indeed. So y'all look for that. And again, like I said, like what I'm loving, and this is what we mentioned on last week's episode that dropped this week. Mind your business. Sometimes shit be happening in life. Um, on episode 656, I don't even know what number we're on anymore because I get our numbers confused with WandaVision numbers.
Yeah, WandaVision is on 7, so we're not on 7. I think we're on.
That's what I thought, but Mikey said this was episode 7. I could have sworn this was 6.
Did Mikey know? Mikey the
or
producer.
Is it 8?
Mikey the producer. He know more than I do.
Anyway, what we said on the previous episode was that although it, a lot of these corporations haven't done the things that needed to be done or the things they promised that they were going to do after last summer, you can see, or maybe it's just the fact that people are inside, and it's fully coincidental and people are having to think out of the box, but you could see really, really different options and opportunities being presented to young creatives, young Black creatives. And that shit to me is fly as fuck. So I'm very excited about
Absolutely. I applaud Def Jam for using their leverage to build a dope bridge with some of our favorite, entertainment. It's a great collaboration. I've been very skeptical about Def Jam, because we all know what Def Jam means to us, right?
Yes.
The label, etc. And I love that the talented people who are on Def Jam. I know some really great people that work over there, but this ain't your mama's Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? So I need them to do more like this. I need them to do more for their artists. It was really dope to hear, Bobby Sessions, who co-wrote, a lot of Megan's current big records and had her on, the song on the Judas, what was it? Judas and the Messiah soundtrack. So
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah, Judas and the Black Messiah soundtrack. So it's kind of dope, to see that somebody over there is championing these artists because they got a really talented roster.
Speaking of that soundtrack, so somebody said on Facebook, on my timeline, that after watching the movie that they were going to be listening to Poor Righteous Teachers and De La Soul and this and that. And I asked if they had listened to the soundtrack. And one of their friends jumped in the comments and was like, every other word was nigga. Like every other word was the N word. And why is that necessary? And it's such a detriment to Black people.
How old are these people?
So I went and counted. I had time last night. I pulled up the lyrics to every song on that project and did a, find search on screen little thingy and discovered that there's 45 instances of the N-word out of these 22 tracks, including a song that's actually called Rich Nigga Shit, including the nigga in the title, Rich Nigga Shit. So it's really 44 times on the project if you don't count the N-words that are actually in the title. And there's at least 5 songs that don't have the word nigga in them at all. Matter of fact, Pooh Shiesty, who is like the internet's darling right now, who signed to Gucci Mane out of Memphis, Pooh Shiesty actually did a song called No Profanity on this project. And I just really, I know I'm spitting into a windstorm or whatever the saying is. And I'm, these words are going to fall on deaf ears. But I just really wish old niggas would just stop like dismissing new music on assumptions.
So once again, I was going to ask, how old are these people? Because, so cool. I guess you're old enough to not say the N-word, which is bullshit. Because
I say that shit all the time.
But I'm just saying, like, if that's why you're dismissing young people's music, because all of the music we listened to was laced with way worse than what's going on right now. I just, I don't know. I don't give them people the time of day. I really don't care what they think, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And that's why music that's made is for a certain audience, because, some people are trapped in 98 wearing polo every day. So good for them.
But yeah, like you want to be mad at Throat Baby going number 1. Shouts to the Love Renaissance team. But I'm still trying to understand, and I wish my mama was alive so I could talk to her about it. Like, Y'all, Ain't Too Proud to Beg used to play on the radio in the afternoon, and nobody made an attempt to edit the words 2 inches or a yard, rock harder if it's sagging. No one. This is on the fucking radio in the middle of the afternoon when I was 11 years old.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right?
So, but y'all gonna keep being mad, and it's fine. You're allowed to be mad. And that's what I said to him. Like, I came back and he was like, look at the, you don't think about the way that it's affecting our people and da-da-da. I was like, it's a fucking word, bro.
Is this on your Facebook page?
No, it's on, because I was commenting on somebody else's page.
Is this on Facebook though?
It is.
Yeah, see, this is why I'm on Facebook.
I mean, I was just like, hey man,
you.
Like, you're entitled to feel a way about the word. I'm not gonna sit here and
I go on Facebook
feel a way
to
about the
go.
word.
I go on Facebook to go in my Marvel group.
I saw your update today.
I go on Facebook to read my messenger. I don't go on Facebook on my phone. I go on Facebook on my laptop because in my browser I have it set to the most recent comments, not the most incendiary, which is the way Facebook would prefer you read their news.
Right.
Because I don't have time for this mess. I don't have time for miserable people venting. I get other people telling me about the crazy stuff that's happening on their Facebook. So no, I'm good. All my friends on Facebook, they know how and where to reach me. Right. So, yeah, I'm good. Facebook is this nothing good come out of it. Except for you guys that are right here watching us right now.
You know that I'm smart enough a lot of times to write some shit and then just delete it and be like, never mind, it's fine. It's not. This doesn't even need to happen.
Listen. I would go in, and that's why I'm just completely not involved. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, I left it at, hey man, like, it's just a word, and you're allowed to not. I can't tell you not to be offended by it. But like, you can't just call somebody else's somebody else's art trash just because you don't like the way that they did it.
But I do ask that you maybe perhaps secretly give me this person's name so I can stalk them and find out all the hypocrisies going on in their life. Because see, that's something I enjoy.
You want me to do that?
I enjoy that level of petty.
I'll send you the post. Because he definitely came back and he was like, I picked a song at random and there was 6 times on the song. Okay. That's it.
First all right. Of all, okay. I'd like to know. I'd like to see his playlist, what he was listening to when he was 25.
Too Short. That'd be my guess.
Right.
I feel like a Too Short fan. All right. So last week we touched very, very briefly on the fact that Donald Glover was in talks to do a Mr. and Mrs. Smith TV show. And now we have found out that Donald Glover has inked an overall deal with Amazon Studios. This is marking an exit from his current deal with FX, which belongs to Disney, which I guess is why we get FX on Hulu now. Mm-hmm. His brother, Stephen Glover, is one of his collaborating partners in writing and producing Atlanta. And he has also inked an overall deal with the studio. So I wonder if that means Atlanta is going to leave FX.
It's possible. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, clearly Amazon is trying to be a big player in the content space. And we see Michael B. Jordan went over there and inked the deal. So not surprised at this. I wouldn't be surprised if some more people go over there and take the money. I listen. If I was them and it works for you, that's cool. So it's a lot of money for creators out here right now. It's a good time to, have a bargaining chip. And, this is a guy who has created some pretty dope content that people want to consume over the last 10 years on TV. So I hope that bag was huge, I mean, look at Michael B. Jordan. He buying this girl Hermes stocks.
And renting out whole aquariums for her as well.
That man said, I'm not buying her a bag. I'm buying her stocks in the bag.
That's got to be the best flex ever. So like, while you buying your girl a bag, you're making my girl money.
There you go. See.
So of course, Donald Glover did Guava Island in 2019 for Amazon. That was the movie that he was in with Rihanna. That Mr. and Mrs. Smith series is also for Amazon, and that is confirmed. That's happening in 2022. And apparently, one of the projects that we know about, and it's too many big names in this project for this not to be real, But there is a project about a Beyonce-like figure being developed by Donald Glover's team. There's a mini room um, being led by Janine Nabbers, who is known for her work on Watchmen, Away, and Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce. And Malia Obama is joining as one of the writers. Our girls are growing up. They're getting jobs and shit. I'm very excited about it. I'm also very old. So kudos to, again, Black creatives doing dope shit and putting other Black creatives on. And it was one other thing that I wanted to, y'all know I'm an honorary Brooklynite, right? And as such, I have to have an affinity and respect and love for Christopher Wallace. I ignore all kinds of problematic lyrics and behavior and real life facts about that man and his life. He died on the 1-year anniversary of my mother's death. So, it's always something that I'm aware of. And all that being said, I feel like hip hop needs another Biggie anything like a hole in the head, but we're getting a new Biggie documentary. It's called Biggie, I Got a Story to Tell.
What are we going to learn that's new?
Huh?
What are we going to learn that's new?
Well, apparently, this project includes never before seen footage archived by D-Rock.
Okay.
And features exclusive interviews and commentary by family members, colleagues, and friends.
Okay.
They could have held this till next year, because next year is actually going to mark the 25th anniversary of his death.
I'm going to be watching, but yeah, no,
I'm going to watch it too.
Yeah.
But, I also just can never not state the fact that I feel like there are so many stories. There are too many stories in hip hop that have not been told for us to continue to rehash the same ones. But I get it.
We got once again, content is exploding. We got money everywhere. It's platforms everywhere. If y'all out there and y'all got stories to tell, I suggest you start writing those scripts. Because they got money. They got money.
There's also a new docuseries that dropped on Hulu on Friday. And I'm about to tell you what it's called, because I can't think of what it's called right now. It's called Hip Hop Uncovered. That dropped on FX, excuse me. So it's on FX, and if you have Hulu, everything on FX streams on Hulu the day after. And this was produced by Malcolm Spellman, who was it doesn't say what it is. Set against 40 years of music history, the 6-part documentary series takes a deep dive into the paradox of America's criminalization of the genre and its fascination with the street culture that created it and still exists within it. Instead of telling the story of hip hop from the top down, Hip Hop Uncovered tells the story from the streets up, as it reveals the untold story of how America's streets helped shape hip hop culture from an expression of a survival and defiance into music's most dominant genre. And I'm trying to see who's involved with this that we know that appears on it. I know that they did all the episodes are named after rap lyrics. So episode 1 was A Child is Born with No State of Mind. And episode 2 was Cash Rules Everything. Right now it's just the 2 episodes out.
How original.
So that's something else we got to get into.
Nobody's ever done that.
That is pretty dope. Well, I mean, it's.
I'm going to name these episodes after songs. Listen.
Oh, you were being sarcastic. I thought you were being serious.
Listen, FX. Snowfall. That's it. Okay.
Wednesday.
Okay, then I'll be happy.
In 2 episodes.
Yep, that's what I'm waiting on.
2 episodes. So Snowfall back. I don't know how I missed the fact that Snowfall was coming back until that press release hit my my inbox today. Shouts to 125th Street Agency. For still having your girl on press lists.
Nice. You fancy.
Yo, it's pretty annoying. I'm trying to set my my debit card onto my Samsung Pay, but the email that it's linked to is not like a direct email, so I keep missing the email with the authorization code.
I'll tell you
But I
what's
forget to
annoying.
look.
I've been trying to buy my daughter these shoes off of StockX for the past 4 days, and they won't fucking let me because their system is trash.
Why? What do you mean? How won't it let you?
It just keeps saying that my credit card details can't be verified or some bullshit.
Oh Lord. All right, so FX is bringing Snowfall back on Wednesday, February 24th at 10 p.m. Again, because it is on FX, it will be on Hulu the very next day. And you're going to get 2 back-to-back episodes. It's set January 1st, 1985. This is after Ronald Reagan has won his re-election. And Franklin Saint, what is happening in this episode? The entire nation is taking note that LAPD is diverting serious money and resources to the war on drugs. So this is when, like, you know, the LAPD starts to do crazy shit like ram through people's houses with tanks and shit like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I have access to the first 4 episodes.
Cool.
I know what I'm doing this weekend. I am. Anyway. So that's what I'll be doing after I watch WandaVision 7 times and all the Easter egg follow-ups and shit, which are very essential viewing to that WandaVision experience, I think. All right. Like, I legit don't watch anything else. I don't even know what else is on anymore because I feel like my ABC shows are just taking forever and a day to come back.
I just posted a list in my Facebook group, and Disney is releasing something new every week for the rest of the year.
That's dope. What's coming out this week?
WandaVision?
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, in order.
No, I thought you meant like some new project every week.
Well, yeah, WandaVision is still in progress. So after WandaVision, you're going to get the making of WandaVision, and it's going to go directly into Falcon and Winter Soldier. And then you'll watch that, and then there's like a making of, and then it goes into Loki. And it's going to go that way for the entire time, including the movies. So we're going to get a full list. But yeah, every Friday for the rest of the year, there's going to be a drop.
That'd be pretty cool for when we're back on lockdown.
That's pretty cool.
Maybe we're not going back to lockdown. It was something else, but I can't remember what something else was. Anyway, so we recorded the last episode on a Saturday, which means we caught a good bunch of new music, but also because, you know, Sis is a old married man that's not really in the market for this kind of shit. And I am a single gal who will not rob y'all of your Valentine's Day joy. However, I literally logged off of the internet on Sunday. Like, it's fine. I'm not mad. Y'all enjoyed. Yeah, listen, love on each other.
I got in an accident on Sunday, so at least you didn't have to deal with that.
True. And I'm glad that you're okay. So we missed a whole bunch of like Valentine's Day related releases. Like Popcorn dropped a project called Galentine's. And then Casanova came back, which Casanova is still in jail, yeah? Casanova is a rapper from Brooklyn who was arrested on like some racketeering things, I think, and then who also recently lost his video visit privileges because he participated in the Junebug challenge and his girl posted it on IG.
All right.
So he dropped the new joint with Jacquees. Seven Streeter came out of nowhere. I ain't heard Seven Streeter's name in a minute.
Yo, she's been like, she was on this tip like, I just like writing. The game doesn't really need me. And her fans are like, Seven, put some shit out.
Good. I'm glad.
I'm glad she put some shit out.
I'm glad she did too. I think she has a little bit different energy than a lot of other people that are out there currently. So
yeah, we need that. Like,
we definitely need that.
It's a shame though that we live in a space where we have people, who feel that way. But I'm glad
like what, the game don't need them?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. let's see. There was another joint. G-Eazy dropped a Little Love song featuring Kiana Lede. And that joint is called A Little More. And then Sid gave us a nice breakup song called Missing You.
Sid's dope.
Which I enjoyed because it was very sad, but it was also very pretty.
Yes. Man, her just her instrumentation, her musicality is always on point. So
I love Sid. Robin Thicke, we told y'all Robin Thicke dropped the project on Friday, so he dropped the video for the single Look Easy. And then Rita Ora dropped the project for that Emin Beck joint that she dropped featuring David Guetta and Gunna. It's an interesting space for Gunna on a Rita Ora record. And then Kelly Rowland is back fresh after delivering her little baby. She just dropped a new joint called Black Magic, which I haven't listened to yet. I was very surprisingly into the new Jim Jones joint produced by Harry Fraud called Laps Around the Sun. I was also very tickled by like Jim Jones's ad-libs be whole sentences.
They've always been whole sentences.
I know, and I enjoy it, but it's so funny.
I enjoyed the beat.
You didn't enjoy the rapping?
I don't even know if that's what he was doing. It sounded like he was talking.
That's Jim Jones' style, though, isn't it?
Sometimes. I mean, I don't know. I could do without it. But Harry Fraud, thank you.
You funny. And I guess there's a new Five Dog project coming out because they dropped I think on his birthday, a remix to the single Nutshell, which was already a posthumous joint. And the remix now features Redman and was it Busta Rhymes? Watch this thing start playing all loud. Maybe not. Was it Busta Rhymes?
Yes.
And Redman?
And Redman. Busta Rhymes and Redman.
Which, is just a good poignant reminder that Five Dogs should still be here. As his peers are. And then they are dropping a project called Forever, which is due out. Hold on, I'm about to tell y'all. Maybe I'm not about to tell y'all because why would an article about this project actually include the release date? Later this year. That's all we have. It's called Forever. Nutshell is a first single. It's a follow-up to his final single, Nutshell, which was released a month after his death in 2016. And that was just after the last Tribe Called Quest album, which was amazing. Nutshell was produced by Dilla. Do you think we're out of Dilla beats yet? Like, you think somebody's still stockpiling Dilla beats?
I think somebody found his machine his MPC or whatever. And I think we'll get Dilla beats for the rest of our lives.
Pretty awesome. Pimp C's widow is sitting on a shit ton of unreleased Pimp C beats too. That's also very, very exciting.
Is she waiting for money?
Huh?
Is she waiting for somebody to buy them?
No, like she doles them out here and there. She's just very she's very intentional about how those beats are used. And she's very, very specific about not allowing people to sample those records or use those records that Pimp C wouldn't have approved of himself.
I don't know how I feel about that, but I get it.
You say you don't know how you feel about it?
No, I mean, I understand where she's coming from, but, at the same time, it's like, it's unfortunate that art is sitting somewhere, at the whim of, one person. Art is meant to be heard.
Yeah. But, you could also argue that, like, authenticity, right? So, like, how Jay did that whole song about how they were trying to kind of the shit that they were trying to do with Prince's legacy that Prince wouldn't have necessarily approved of.
Authenticity is overrated.
Huh?
You know, authenticity is overrated. And also in hip hop, we always talk about the fact that, oh yeah, this person wouldn't clear our sample and that person would never do it, and then we turn around and do it. And I'm not saying Pimp C is doing it, obviously it's not him. But it's a hypocritical conversation for us, you know, as a culture to say, you know, to bemoan somebody else not clearing our samples. So ironically, the homie who did Nautilus and a bunch of other records that have been sampled by like Daytona 500 and all that stuff.
I was listening. I made a whole playlist. I know who you're talking about. I made a whole playlist of like his songs.
Bob James. So Bob James did a deal with Tracklib and is releasing his whole catalog. And Ninth Wonder is doing a contest for producers to produce the records or whatever. But, you know, it's art. Like I said, you know, if she's going to put it out.
That's the type of thing, honestly, where if somebody if the right person went to her with a concept like that, she would do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not being stingy with the shit. She's not on some like, nah, can't nobody get this.
I just don't think she's a music person who's engaged in actively making sure that it gets heard. So, you know,
there's also that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, have you like issued somebody? Like, I know there are people who were around him who, you know, might know his musical taste and might have some idea. Like, let them, you know, kind of have a say. Once again, I just know that we haven't heard enough of Pimp C's material. She got all this material. It's been a while, you know what I'm saying? And we really haven't heard anything that celebrated him or his art, you know. Put out a posthumous project. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
They did that.
Put out another one if you're sitting on a bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, what's the slow drip about? Ain't nobody getting no younger. And the material ain't getting no newer.
Honestly, I will tell you that I feel like the slow drip is just about not the right person having approached her with the right.
Yeah, she waiting on a bag.
And when I say the right person, it's not a check. It's definitely, you know how Texas people are. It's not a check. It's really more of a vibe, more of an energy, more of a, can I trust this person to do what they're supposed to do with the brand? Because the last partnership that they did, from what I understand, you know, it didn't necessarily go the what they were promised and what was delivered was not necessarily
the bag.
Same. Huh?
It's a bag.
No, not a bag.
Because the last project didn't make the money that they probably wanted.
Nah. And I'm telling you, like, it's not about that. It's not about that. If it was about that, I wouldn't sit here and say it's not about that. Like, I would just shut up. It's really not.
I believe somebody might say it's not about the bag.
No. I'm working with her on something.
Well, I'm just telling you, that the leverage that she has, the bag is always involved. Once again,
the bag is always involved.
Somebody could tell you something, but it's always about a bag.
Let me give you the analogy. It might, like, the best analogy that I could give you is, I have the budget to buy a new car, but I don't really know shit about cars or TVs. And I'm waiting for the right person to come and tell me that this is what I need to do. And I don't necessarily trust the salesperson.
Yeah, but if you're not actively trying to find a person, I mean, like I said, I get it, but, you know, there's no intention. You know, it's been a while. And if she's got a boatload of music and we're just not ever going to get it because she's waiting for the right situation to come up, we ain't never going to get it.
But the stuff be coming out. Y'all just don't be knowing it's coming out. It's definitely been used.
What's the point of it if it's not being? If it's coming out and it's not being broadcast or whatever, we know if a Tupac song's coming out or a Dilla song's coming out or any of these other people.
Oh no! These are not songs. These are
even if it's a beat. If it's a beat that's coming out, like it shouldn't be no government secret that somebody got a Pimp C.
Well, the last story that was supposed to drop as a single, the artist that was supposed to drop it got arrested on a murder charge literally 2 weeks before the song was supposed to come out. And I don't think the song.
That was a good job of finding somebody authentic.
No, I mean, that was a fight and a fight and a fight and a fight. And I think Juicy was involved before it was cleared. And then it got cleared. And the song was great.
It's too much. And once again, people's personal attachments to stuff sometimes.
I'm gonna link you with her. Maybe you can help her to find the right.
I'm just gonna say,
help her do what she needs to do.
People's personal attachments to things are sometimes puts them in the worst position to make decisions based upon that.
Absolutely.
And that's a tough place, you know. And
absolutely,
I empathize with her from a position as a widow, but it's also tough to have to handle the estate of the art.
Right. And then, there's also the factor to be added in where we've seen it on multiple levels where the money isn't necessarily an issue. Like you don't need the money, so you're not necessarily as aggressive about finding opportunities to do whatever it was going to be.
I'm just going to say that if you're not out here actively utilizing the copyright, then that stuff is going to turn to dust. Because here's the thing. Whatever you got, after somebody's lifetime in 75 years, it's done. It's public domain. So if you don't exploit it while you can, you wasting it.
Oh, I mean, well, if we're talking about 75 years, we still got some time on it.
I'm talking about setting up some generational wealth because once again, publishing catalogs are being sold and you know what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff. Like get in there, get you some,
let me be clear that I don't know the inner workings, outer workings of anything that's going on over there like that to that extent. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. I don't know what's in the pipeline. I don't know what's cleared and not released. I don't know those things. I just do know that there is some content out there that she's expressed a desire to put out and to work on and, said out loud in a public forum that she had some stuff that she wanted Meg to work with. For example, so, it's not being held like tight-fistedly by somebody who doesn't want to release it. But so Five Dogs Project is being worked on by DJ Rasta Root, who is listed on here as his business partner, but that was also his cousin. And so he's going to be distributing that project through Smoke and Needles Records, which I didn't even realize that Rasta Root had turned that from a DJ crew to an actual record label. So shouts to him. And it will be distributed through AWAL, which I remember we talked a couple weeks about the fact that some major had come along and purchased AWAL, right?
Yeah, Sony.
And it seems like, and this is the second thing that I've heard AWAL's name attached to that seems still on brand for what the brand originally was. So maybe there's hope. Maybe there is hope. Is there any new music coming out this Friday? Are we like on a regular release schedule yet?
There's always new music coming out. There's always.
Is Kalani about to drop some new shit? Because she's on Rolling Stone. She's on the cover of Playboy also.
So we got Andra Day.
Oh yeah, the music from that
the United States versus Billie Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Ariana Grande is dropping the deluxe of Positions. Trippie Redd, Neon Shark versus Pegasus. Yeah, that's pretty much it for. No, BTS is dropping the essential edition of their album. Also,
how many versions of the album has BTS dropped?
They dropped 600,000. That's part of their strategy.
You bought 4, yeah?
Yeah. Big Hit just entered into an agreement with Universal to start another boy band here in the States, I believe.
That's exciting.
That's interesting. We'll see what comes of that. But yeah, that's it. We got a bunch of singles as usual dropping. 24 Karat Golden is dropping a new single. David Guetta is dropping. Let's see. Funkmaster Flex and Jadakiss are dropping. Tory Lanez and
yeah, I saw a bunch of music by that nigga.
Lil Yachty and Kodak Black. It's just like
so much problematic rap.
Like just like nah.
Like there's no.
Chris Brown and Thug are dropping the Go Crazy remix, which features Mulatto, Little Durk, and Future. So I'll be looking forward to that.
Yellow Wolf is dropping a project.
Not that I've seen and not that I care, but
he is. It's on the Genius list with Kasky, which I'm guessing is a producer.
No, Caskey was the other white rapper dude who was signed to Shady for a bit, I believe.
Oh well, shit. They're dropping a joint project together.
Wow. So it's
I don't remember
basically
that person at all.
white niggas who used to be on Shady. Maybe they'll find Odonis or whatever his name was.
Oh wow.
Remember that guy?
Oh, remember the other day I was asking what
Colby
the RMR?
Odonis.
Huh?
Colby Odonis. That was
Colby Odonis, who got on Just Dance with Lady Gaga and was like, "Yep, this is the check I needed. Thanks."
He got the fuck out of there.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No, guys, it's okay.
He had some stuff. He had the Akon record. What you got? Like,
yeah, yo, no. He got it. But listen,
he got a bag. He could
probably, if he's smart about investing his money, he could probably put his kids through college off of that Lady Gaga Just Dance record.
Oh look, he was on. He was on Akon's label. He was such a goofy looking dude, but thank God he has facial hair now.
Huh?
So thank God he has facial hair now because he was such a goofy.
He was signed a Convict, which is how he ended up on Lady Gaga record. Because you all forget that Just Dance starts out with "I'm worldwide convict Gaga," like it's at the. She can never get away from the fact that she was signed a Convict.
Well, you know.
I wonder if Con still gets a cut of Gaga.
I'm absolutely sure it does.
That would be amazing.
Him and with Troy.
Who?
Her old manager.
Yeah. So yeah, I was asking the other day what happened to RMR because this time last year because we were in the studio when they tried to make us think that this RMR clip had gone viral and they were clearly focusing on the wrong shit about him because he actually can sing, but y'all wanted to try to make some gimmicky, what were they calling it? Trap country rap. Country trap. Yeah. Dumb shit. And y'all shot his whole career in the foot. But he just dropped a.
Oh wow!
He just dropped a. What's that in the background? He just dropped a.
That's my next appointment.
Huh?
I'm late. I said that's my next appointment. I'm late for.
So yeah, he just dropped the joint. With he's featured on a joint with somebody. So I guess there's still hope for him yet. So yeah, it's still slow. I'm waiting for the drops on Fridays to pick up. I would like to see it happen.
We'll see.
Is there a project that like you've heard about that like you're looking forward to for this year yet?
Drake.
Huh?
Drake.
Oh yeah, that's right. Drake is dropping a project, huh?
Yep.
Huh.
Whenever his ACL or whatever MCL or whatever he's got going on.
Whenever he gets good and fucking ready because he's Drake and he can do that. And he can. Anyway, we started out on a sad note. We're going to close it out also, on a sad note. And not that she's gonna hear this, but put some good intentions out into the universe for Nicki Minaj and her family. Her father was killed by in a hit and run accident in New York over the weekend. So peace to Nicki and her family. That is going to do it for us this.
Oh, one more thing.
Do we have one more thing?
Yeah. Did you see what happened to Sci-Hi?
Oh, I don't know the details. We don't really be doing like.
There was a crash and the shooting involved. He was on a highway. Somebody started shooting at him.
In fucking Atlanta. Like, who's shooting inside the Prince?
Somebody who saw his car and wanted it, maybe.
What kind of car was it?
You know how Atlanta is. It looks like, I don't know. I can't tell. It's really smashed up. Oh, it's a Bentley.
Well, he did tweet that he was okay.
I think it might have been a Bentley.
Huh?
Yeah, I think it was a Bentley.
Atlanta gotta chill, bro. Who is shooting side, man? Like, come on. Do you think they knew it was him, or do you think they just saw the car?
Well, first of all, okay. 500 block of Hamilton Homes.
Oh, never mind.
What's she doing over there?
In a Bentley.
Listen, Atlanta needs to chill, but
Atlanta absolutely needs to chill. But
I got the Citizens app, and everything is going on in that neighborhood.
Yeah, I live in this neighborhood.
You ain't far from there.
Listen, let me tell you something. I have said very loudly before I was talking to somebody about like what I would do if I won the lotto. And I know that if I won the lotto and I wasn't moving like tomorrow, I'm not buying my G-Wagon to park in front of the house in the neighborhood where I live at currently. This just ain't the neighborhood for it.
Nope.
It's just not. And I mean, and again, not to victim blame and not to say that, but there's a Haitian saying that that you can get a blessing from your voodoo priest. So that doesn't mean you stand in the middle of an intersection. So yeah. Again, this was the Please No All-Star Parties in Atlanta episode of the Chopping Block podcast. And as always, he is at Scissorp215 on all social media platforms.
And she is at Saint Boogie.
On everything, including Clubhouse, but I'm never there.
Neither am I lately.
Huh?
I said neither am I lately.
Wow. I mean, I guess it had to get to that. The show is at Chop Block Pod on Instagram, at the Chop Block Pod on Twitter. We are also on Facebook and Twitch and YouTube. And
we will have NFTs coming soon.
What's an NFT?
Non-fungible tokens. It's all the rage with the kids on Clubhouse.
Well, I guess I have some research to go do, you guys. And yeah, your episode 7-6 WandaVision countdown starts now. We'll see you guys on next week.
Peace. I think Mikey's coming to the watch party at 3 a.m. So, just to let y'all know, I've seen part of the plot for the next episode.
What? Where's the link? Why can't I watch it?
No, I've just seen part of the plot line. You don't want to know.
You said I don't want to know?
No.
I'm actually a person who enjoys spoilers. Like, the spoiler won't deter me from watching it.
So everything you thought about Agnes is correct.
Everything we thought about what? Agnes?
Yep.